Okay, so we have done the video 30, Math 105. It has to do with quadratic functions. This has a total continuation of that. I couldn't put it all in one video. So you have to do basically these two videos, one after the other. All right, so let me get my pencil and let's go over some of the things that we did before. I don't want to do them again, but I want to show you my results. All right, so I'm going to write on top of there um, quadratic functions continued. Quadratic functions continued. And it's continued from video, video, sorry about that mess, from video 30, which you need to consult before you start this. All right, what did we get out of video 30? We were working on a it was problem number one. We asked, there was a given function. This is what it looked like, minus 2, x minus 1 squared, plus 8. And some of the things that we figured out during that, so the results that we got out of that was A, that it opens downwards. It opens downwards. Okay. B, that the vertex, vertex is equal to 1 comma 8. 1 comma 8. Those are results that we already got. C, we figured out that the x-intercepts are 3 comma 0 and -1 and -1 comma 0. And D, we figured out that the y-intercept is 0, 6. 0, 6. Okay, now what do we have to do in E? We're supposed to graph or sketch. Here's the graph. Here's the answer to E. We already know here's a point, 1 comma 8. We know that the vertex is 1 comma 8, so you go move over 1, go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 1 comma 8. Okay, we know that the x-intercept is, one of the x-intercepts is 3 comma 0. 1, 2, 3, 3 comma 0. And the other one is -1 comma 0. -1, right over here, -1 comma 0. And we also know that the y-intercept is 0 and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right over here. 0, 6. That's the y-intercept. So here's our parabola. It goes down like that, keeps going, and it goes down like that, and it hits all these points that we've just made. And this is our vertex. Don't forget. Okay, so that was E. What do they want us to do in F? What was the F question? The F question was the axis of symmetry. Fancy words. Axis of symmetry. Here's the axis of symmetry. It's the one that goes right down the vertex that's parallel to the y-axis. Parallel to the y-axis. And it happens to be that it's y equals 1. I'm sorry, x equals, sorry about that. That it's the axis of symmetry is going to be x. Let me get that straight. X equals 1. Move over 1. There's the origin, right? That's the origin. Move over 1. And y equals 1. That x equals 1 is the name of the axis of symmetry. X equals 1. Okay, so that's what if you have to answer, if you have to show it, you would show it right here, your axis of symmetry. If you have to write it, it's x equals 1. Now, the next question was G, maximum or minimum value. Maximum or minimum value. Okay, this one has a maximum because the vertex is on top. If it would open upwards, then it would have a minimum. But this one has a maximum. So the answer to this is maximum value is 8 of our function is equal to 8. Okay? This is a side issue. And that's the answer. And finally, the last question, H, the domain and range. All right, what's the domain? Here's the domain. The question was the domain and the range, right? H, the domain and the range were the two questions. Okay, domain. The domain is all the x values. That goes forever to the left, forever to the right. So it goes from negative infinity, all the x values, until positive infinity, right? Because this keeps going, and this keeps going. So here's the domain. What about the range? The range goes forever from the bottom, and it only goes up to here and stops. So the range is the y values. So it goes from negative infinity, from this bottom, all the way up, until it gets to 8, right? This value right over here is 8, and it stops, and it includes 8. So this is the range. There is the range. So that we have now answered all 8 questions about this quadratic function. Okay, so we can do a little bit more on this piece of paper having to do with quadratic functions. And let me cordon off a little space for us. Right here, we can do a little bit more on this piece of paper. And let me give you an example. What if you have, as follows, you're given, let's do example number 2. You're given f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 4x minus 5. And you were asked to find the vertex. Okay, here's what you do. There's a special formula. Minus b over 2a is the special formula. Where do I get my b? Here's my b. My b is this thing right here. Here's my a. And that's my c, but I don't need it. So what's minus b? 4 is b, so it's going to be equal to minus 4 times 2 times a. What's a? It's the coefficient of x squared, which is negative 1. Right? The coefficient of x is 4, that's on my b. And my a is going to be the coefficient of x squared, which is negative 1. So I get negative 4 over negative 2 equals positive 2. All right, so that is going to, what's this going to be? What does this formula give me? This formula gives me the x coordinate of the vertex. Gives me the x coordinate of the vertex. That's the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so the x coordinate of the vertex is 2. What's the y coordinate? Take f of 2, plug 2 in there, plug that 2 in there into the original. It becomes minus 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 5. What is minus 2 squared? 2 squared is 4, so it's minus 4 equals minus 4 plus 8 minus 5. How much is minus 4 and minus 5? That's minus 9 and 8 is equal to negative 1. Okay, what's the y coordinate of my vertex? Minus 1. Here is the answer for vertex. You need to remember this formula. That will get you the x coordinate. Once you get the x coordinate, you plug it into the original and you get the y. This is the y coordinate. And you have everything you need. You have the vertex. Okay, we stop here. End of this video. Here we go. Stop. No. And stop recording.